Hello, Ken Obasi Leslie again here, and I am in my studio. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to work with some oil pastels. It's something that I haven't worked with in probably a year or two. Uh, they're always, well, I like delving into different mediums depending on my mood. But, you know, uh, what I'm doing today is I'm doing a portrait. Um, and if you want to work along with me or whatever, it's just that uh, you're welcome to do that. Uh, what I did here is actually, let me pull this up here. Um, trying to work with a little technology here, with my phone. And now I got my music going in the background. I'm playing a piece by Andrew Hill. Andrew Hill. This album right here called Live at Montreux. And Andrew Hill has always been one of my favorite piano players. And the name of this piece is because this album was done in 1975, and so I'm not really sure when Andrew Hill passed away. I probably will do some research on him. But the name of this piece that you hear in the background is called Snake Hip Waltz. And in fact, if I think about it, maybe he hasn't passed away yet. I don't know, but I've just kind of, wanted to get up and put this on. This is not about the history of Andrew Hill. It's just basically what I do a lot of times in terms of when I'm doing artwork. Put on some really nice mellow music, that helps with the mood and helps with my frequency. So that I will be able to get in the mood to get into that place where I can actually start doing some work and creating or whatever. Look around in my studio and got different pieces, things that I'm doing, and you probably notice the tail of Sebasti's is up there. She loves to get on top of my easel and while I'm working, and so hey, that's all right. Maybe she helps in terms of letting me know what I need to do. I don't know if you can see this real well, but I'm doing a sort of like a portrait, and actually what I'm doing here is I'll show you. I could find it here. Oh, wait a minute. I know where it is. It's in my photo library. And let's see. Where are we at? Oh, okay. Okay, photos. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, it's not, I can't find it. I gotta remember, I took the photo on my other camera, and I'm using that camera now but right now, it's just that I'm just doing a portrait, a Bozeman. It really doesn't make any difference who it is. But, it's just that basically what I'm going to deal with is the process in which I use oil pastels. This is basically a canvas, canvas board. And first, as you can see, I drew the picture out. I just kind of drew out, the image that I'm going to be working with. And so let's get started, So, it's just that, like, one of the things that, is so important right now is for us to have some type of way to get out of the matrix, to get out of, in other words, it's even doing art or whatever, and I say this all the time, is some way to, like, alleviate a lot of that stress, a lot of, the things that we're going through right now. It's just that everybody's pretty much in the house as much as we can be in the house. It's just that, it's who can stay in the house? It's just, you gotta get out, and you have to do your shopping. You gotta do whatever you gotta do to get out, and, but, while you're in, sometimes it's good to kind of stay away from all the confusion and all the stuff that's on the news, and and this, that, and the other, it's just that, and all the agendas that, it gets crazier and crazier. And, and I got a feeling that, it'll be a while before things calm down a little bit, don't, when it comes down to getting back to where it was, I don't think that's going to happen. It's just that, this is just a great time for us to be able to make that transition, whatever we need to do in order to fortify ourselves, to, because a lot of us are not working. The money's funny, or whatever, so, it's good to get somewhere where you could actually calm down and try to figure things out, so, and one of the ways that that I do it is, I come into my studio and just, just start working with ideas or whatever, because I have a lot of ideas, it's just that, like, you just have to focus on one of them and go ahead and get started with that, you know. So, right here is, the late Bozeman, and, but actually, like I said, I just kind of drew out a image, and I put this on, a hard piece of canvas, Now, the first thing that I'm doing now is, as you can see, is I use the color yellow, because and using oil pastels or any kind of pastels, you always start off light, start off with your lightest color, and and actually I'm using yellow here in order to get that effect, Now, a lot of times I may kind of rub in some of the color a little bit, rub it in a little bit to kind of give it, to mix it in, so to speak. Now, also I'm going to use a little green here. Just something to give it a kind of a different, and a lot of times, I just like to mix like little different colors together, just to kind of, give it that effect, So I am mixing a little blue, actually, putting a little blue here. And I don't know if you could really, and it has a beard down here. And I wish I could show you the photo that I'm working with, but right now I'm like stuck into just remembering how everything looks, It's since the photo is on the the phone that I'm using to do this video, so I can't get to it, and for some reason I kind of felt like well, maybe if I go to my phone and see if I can look up Bozeman portrait, maybe that particular portrait will come up. Who knows? But let me put that in. Put that in and see what happens here. Let's see, Chadwick Bozeman portrait. Oh, wow. It did come up. There it is. There it is. So I will be working with trying to recreate this image, and wow, you know, so you can see that I have started, and from time to time I'll go back to this image to get an idea. But like I said, the first thing that I did here is to start with yellow, and which is, it's of course the when you're working with pastels, you want to start with the lightest color. Now looking at this, there are certain reflections and certain things that are happening, so and what we're doing was slowly building up the image, slowly building up the colors, from light to dark. And so, it's just that, as you can see, I had started with the yellow, and let me try here. And as you can see, these are my pastels, and so I'm just using, it's kind of a traditional thing. So this color, let's what is this color? Sometimes they don't say what color they are. Yeah. So anyhow, I'm going to use an orange. It's going to be my next color. And this orange is going to be in areas where there's a deviation of there we go. A deviation of tone. And sometimes I like to use instead of using my finger, a lot of times I like to use a rag, something that, because sometimes your finger will hold on to, different colors, and it will distort the color that you're using, and there's a little deviation there on the nose, but we're going to get rid of that. That was already on the canvas, so it's just there. You can see how I work, and my work is very spontaneous. Let me turn the LP over, and second side. is well, it is Sunday, and the name of the tune is "Come Sunday." So that's very appropriate for right now. So so that's a standard piece done by a lot of different people. So but we're now hearing that by Andrew Hill. His his way. Now, what I'm doing here is putting, this is orange. I'm using a light orange, and I'm using the orange to create, to slowly to add deviations in terms of color and shape. And as you can see, in fact, let me see if I can bring this picture up again. Well, it's good enough. But yeah, it's just that working, and then I'm gonna take my towel and kind of mix it together a little bit. Smooth it out. It's, okay. And I'll put a little bit down here. And see, and basically down here is going to be his beard. But it's going to be his beard. There's a little deviation right here in terms of color. Deviation here. So actually down there would be a lot darker. There's deviation going, and basically what I'm doing is everywhere that there's a deviation, I'm putting this orange. Yeah. And I'm gonna rub it in a little bit. There you go. And I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but yeah, it's all right. Now, my next step is going to be, let me see if I get the, right now, this is good. And now my next color that I'm going to use is, I'm going to try something. I'm going to try a blue. blue. And with hopes that and don't worry, just get a little of that blue here and there, and it's like shadow under his nose. Yeah, actually get a little bit in his, in his hair. Yeah, after that, I'm gonna rub a little bit of that blue. It's almost like it's disappearing, but it's still there. Okay. Can you see that? Okay. Okay. Now, my next jump is going to be, how about an orange? Okay, doing this orange. And then, okay, we got this orange going. And again, you're like kind of rubbing it off in a sense. Like just kind of mixing, and using oil pastels or any pastels, there is a lot of mixing and rubbing, and it kind of, because what you're doing is slowly fusing the colors together. And I was saying it's like working from light to dark. It gives you that flexibility to, because if you mess up a little bit, or you got, you could always fuse it out and fuse other things back in, and you can see what I'm doing here, and we're working with oil pastels. It's a different process. It's a little different process than in using paint. My preference usually is acrylic, and I love using acrylic. I'm not so much into oils, and I know that oils can give you that kind of pop that you. But because I find oils to be more of a classical kind of a medium, and it's just that it's my thing is usually I'm a little more improvisational. I like to see the result quicker, and I like to work quicker, so that is why I kind of prefer acrylics or pastels or whatever, I'm also a collage artist, and a lot of times I like to juxtapose different images and textures and different things of that nature, but this is kind of like something different, and well, what I mean different is, because I haven't done pastels in a long time, and what was that? Okay, so my next step is I'm jumping the brown. Here I go. I'm jumping the brown. And it's kind of a light brown. It's not a dark brown. And so I'm using that in the areas where it's a little darker, and again, I'm going to slowly rub this in, and as you can see, this is that, and you don't have to be afraid of getting too much somewhere, because you're virtually rubbing it in and rubbing it off, and you can rub in and rub off whatever you like to, and okay, here we go. And sometimes you just be careful not to rub too much off, but just enough to get the effect that you want to get. There we go. And actually with pastels, it's almost like you start, you get to that point where you start shaping your image, you know, like rubbing in some of the stuff on the hair. And, and, you start shaping that image. And once you, now, I'm going to use red. That, I see a little red hue. Using red. And then again, after getting that red on, slowly mix it in. Slowly mixing it in. And now I am going to come back with another video so I can continue working with this. And in my next video, I'll show you the next step in terms of working with oil pastel. But thank you for watching Ken doing art with Ken. This is Beyond Image TV. And you have a great Sunday. Adabo.